Alright, hello and welcome to Discovering in Color. The channel is designed to show you just how much fun you can have in the outdoors. Today we're going to talk about water filtration, water purification, and bringing water on the trail. Now let's start off with the very basics. Okay? Why do you need to bring water on a trail? Obviously you need water to drink. That's what you want to do. How do you bring water on the trail? Well, there's a couple of different ways to get it. The best way, the easiest way, is to bring your own. If you bring your own water, then you don't have to worry about filtering water or purifying water when you're on the trail. And you can bring it in a couple different ways. You can bring it in a fancy Nalgene bottle. These are a little heavy. I don't really take those. Or you can use one of these smart water bottles. These right here, you buy from the store, you use them. When they're no good anymore, you just throw them away. And they're very, very light. So that's a good solution to take with you. Okay, now we're going to talk about what happens if you can't bring enough water with you. You're doing a multi-day trip. You could bring 1, 2, 3 liters of water, but nobody wants to carry 10 liters of water with them. So at some point, you're going to need to filter water. Or if you're lucky enough, you can have water cached for you somewhere down the trail and you can pick it up. But the most economical way is to treat your water while you're on the trail. So why do you want to treat water on the trail? Well, I looked up 2 resources. One is a National Park Service and a Center for Disease Control, and they pretty much agree on what you need to do. First off, the reason for treating the water is that there's some nasty stuff that may be hiding in there if you get to a creek or a river or something like that. First one is Cryptosporidius, and the other one is Giardia. Both of those, if they get into your system, are not going to make you happy in a few days. So you want to find a way to filter those out. The other thing you have to worry about are viruses. Now, viruses have to be purified out or treated with chemicals. So we're going to talk about the first 2 methods that you want to do. All right, one way that you can get your water nice and clean, first off, is you can boil it. If you're going to boil it, what you want to do is you want to use some type of either fire or some type of a portable stove, and you want to get the water boiling. If you're below 6,500 feet in altitude, you want to get it in a nice rolling boil for 1 minute. If you're over 6,500 feet in altitude, you want to boil it for 3 minutes at a nice rolling boil. And that right there will take out all of the bacteria, kill all of the viruses. But one thing that boiling water will not do is it won't remove any particulates such as sand or sediment or anything that may be in their leaves. Those things will still remain. But if you want to eat them, totally up to you. You can do it. The next thing you can do is you can use a water filter. Now remember, a water filter will take out Giardia, Cryptosporidium, it'll take out bacteria, it'll take out protozoa, those type of things. But what it won't take out are any viruses. I want to show you 2 different things that I use to filter water with. First one here is, you might be familiar with, is the Sawyer system right here. And it comes in a couple of different sizes. This is the original Sawyer. This is the Sawyer Mini. And they also have a Sawyer Micro. I don't have one of those to demonstrate, but they all work pretty much the same. What these are is they've got a filter on the inside, and you can use either the original Sawyer bag that's going to come with these, or I like using these Ceanoc bags right here. The difference is the Sawyer bag, it's pretty much a generic bag. It's going to have a screw on top. You fill it with water, you screw it here onto the Sawyer filter, and then you just squeeze. Pretty straightforward. There's nothing mechanical here. However, these Sawyer bags have been known to fail. That's why I switched to the Ceanoc bags. The Ceanoc bags fit exactly the same. You can take off the cap. Your stuff can blow around in the wind. You can put it here on the bottom of the Sawyer filter. It's the Ceanoc bag. And this one has a top that pulls off. And it's very easy to fill up your water right here. And then you just fold it back down and put it right back on. And that's all you have to do. One other thing to remember about the Sawyer bag is that it has a very small opening right here. So it's a challenge sometimes to get water to fill up this entire bag right here. What I do is I have one little hack, a nice little gadget I bring along with me. And that is this little piece of a smart water bottle. It's an old one, used it. And what I do is I fill this up with water from the water source and use it to pour in and fill up the Sawyer squeeze bottle. So a great little hack to have to get this thing full. Sawyer Mini, they claim it can filter up to 1 million gallons of water. This one they say can filter up to 100,000 gallons of water. That's a lifetime worth of water that you're going to be doing on a trail, so either one of these will work just fine. The flow rate on these, I'm going to demonstrate that to you here in a little bit. It's okay, it will get the job done. If you're going to have more than about 2 people in your party, maybe 3 people in your party, you want to have more than one of these, because the flow rate is not enough to sustain a party of three or more for an entire trip without everybody sitting down and taking quite a while to get that full. Now, another thing I did on here, because this is a universal fit here in the bottom, in other words, if you have a smart water bottle, this fits on the bottom. So what you can do is you can use one bottle right here for dirty water, and you can use another bottle here for clean water. The advantage of having that type of system is this one you can fill up at a stream or a lake and just drink directly out of without having to refilter it into one of these. This one here is you have a good source of clean water, so you don't have to filter every time you want to get some. Because sometimes that's not the most fun thing to do, is sit there and filter and filter and filter. But if you can filter it all out at one shot and then enjoy your water later on, that's the way to go. Another advantage of having one of these clean is that these Sawyer filters, every now and then they will clog on you, just from sediment and algae and stuff that fits in there. So you're going to need to backflush these. The way you backflush it is I use another Sawyer water top, and this top right here does not come in the 1 liter bottles, but it does come on the 750 milliliter bottles. So what I do is I buy a couple of the smaller bottles, I keep the caps, I can put them on a regular Sawyer bottle, I can put them on the Sawyer filter right here, and then I can take my clean Sawyer water with this top right here. I take this off, and the connector here in the Sawyer fits perfectly on the smart water bottle, and this I can use to back flush my Sawyer. I put it here, squeeze, and it'll back flush the Sawyer. So another efficient use of weight. Or if you don't want to do that, you can bring the little Sawyer plunger right here, fill it with water, and back flush it that way. Your preference. But if I can shave a couple of grams off of my weight, why not do it? Now, the Sawyer can also be used, this large one here can be used with groups. Sawyer has a very nice little contraption right here. Okay, another mini gadget. This is a 1 gallon bag right here. What I've done with this here, you've got a handle to hold it. I've also attached a strap right here, which I can use this to hook onto a tree or something like that. I can fill this with water. I can take my Sawyer. I can either connect my Sawyer directly to the bag and filter here, or they also sell a hose kit right here that I can connect to the bottom of the bag, like so. This goes to the bottom of my Sawyer. So what you have here is, this part hangs from the tree, this part goes to the Sawyer, and it gives me a little space to kind of move around. And because of the threading on the Sawyer, I can take the end of the Sawyer, and there's a coupler that you can buy right here. And what this coupler allows you to do, another great demonstration. You can use this coupler. One end goes on the Sawyer, your other end goes on the water bottle. And now what you can do, you can filter directly into your smart water bottle. Pretty nice. This is very handy if you have a large party, 3 or 4 people. Now you make one trip down to a water source, you get a gallon of water, you bring it back, and you can filter into people's water containers. If they have a smart water bottle or another plastic bottle, they can go to there. Or you can put this end back on it, and you can pop this cap off, and they can filter directly into a Nalgene or any other type of water bottle they may have. When you're using this coupler, the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to screw everything down tight, because what it'll do is it'll create a vacuum. In other words, you'll get some negative pressure in there, and the only way to relieve that is going to be to loosen the top of this here Or even better, when you have this connected, what you want to do is you just want to loosen this up a little bit so that air can get in there, and then it will flow directly into your bottle. Now the next system I want to show you is the Katahdin BeFree system. This is one of the newer systems that are out there, and this one comes in a couple of different sizes. This is the 1 liter bag. It also comes in a slightly smaller bag. I don't quite remember the size of it. And it also comes in a 3 liter version right here. So you've got a couple of different options here that you can use when filtering water. This one is a lot simpler than the Sawyer system. A whole lot less moving parts, and the flow rate is significantly better than that. And we'll demonstrate both of these flow rates here in a few minutes. The Katahdin, all it uses in here is it has a removable filter right here. It does go on the top of one of their proprietary bags, so the threading right here will not accommodate any type of a regular commercial bag. You're gonna have to buy their brand of bag, but pretty much this is the filter. It comes with a snap cap right here, which works the same as the ones that come off of the Smart Water bottles. And all you have to do is fill this up right here, turn it over, squeeze it, and it will filter out the water just like that. So for a small party of 1 to 2 people, this will work just fine. For a larger party, you're going to want to get this larger bag, this Katahdin bag right here. This is the 3 liter bag. And you can also buy replacement filters if you have to replace this filter part on top. So you can keep the bag, just replace this, and when this gets all used up, toss it away, and you're good to go. How do you clean these? Very simple to clean. All you've got to do is fill this with some water, close it up. It doesn't even have to be filtered water. It can be any water at all, because you're trying to get rid of different sediment and stuff that's built up in there. Fill it with water, shake, 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 shake. Open it up, dump out the old stuff. This should be clean. If that didn't do good enough, you can go to your water source, your stream or something like that, and just shake it around on the inside of the water source right there, and that'll loosen up anything that's in the side of there. Now you gotta remember, these are water filters. So water filters are designed to remove sediment. They're designed to remove bacteria, protozoa, those type of things. But these will not remove any type of viruses that are in the water. They're just too small. Here's how this packs up, okay, as compared to the Sawyer system. Okay, all you do is you just crunch it down. And what I do is I normally crunch it down like so. I have a Ziploc bag that I put it in here. I put it in. And this right here is all you need to carry to filter water with. The Sawyer is a little bit different. This right here is what it takes to hold that 1 gallon system that I told you earlier. And then what I do is for the smaller one, I usually keep just the Sawyer here inside of a Ziploc bag, along with some type of a water bottle right here, the CNOC bottle. And then, like I said, I just use my Smart Water bottles to drink out of. This one here, if you do have the extra water reservoir right here and you are going a long way in between water stops, what you can do is you can fill up all of your Smart Water bottles, and then this is actually another 2 liters of water that you can carry if you need to, if you know you're going to be going quite a few miles in between water sources. So when it comes as far as a water carrying capacity, if you're not going to carry the 3 liter right here to carry water with, you can also carry your Sawyer with your pouch right here. Another way that you can purify water that you're going to drink with is through chemical process. Chemical processes will pretty much kill whatever's out there, whatever's living in your water, and they will kill the bacteria, they will kill the protozoa, and it will also kill the viruses because it's a chemical system. And those little viruses can't hide from the chemicals that are in there. And you can do that with tablets that you can purchase at a store. They're either some type of chlorine tablet or something like that. You can also use, if you're on a budget, you can also use bleach. If you're going to use bleach, you want to follow the proper guidelines of doing that. That will pretty much kill things. The other thing that you have to worry about, a disadvantage of using chemical methods, are time. So if you use a chemical method, you're going to put it in there and you need to give time for that treatment to kill what's in there, which, you know, anywhere, depending on what the directions say, it could be 20 minutes, could be half an hour, it could be an hour. It really depends on what type of a chemical method that you're using. And then along with that, which is not necessarily a chemical method, it's an ultraviolet method. They do have those little SteriPens that you can put in there. You basically put them in a container and you swish it around, and the ultraviolet light will kill pretty much any of the bacteria and stuff that's living in there. One thing that chemical treatment will not do is it will not filter out sediment and debris. So if you're getting it from a lake or a stream And we always say if you're going to get it from a stream, get it from moving water. So you may see a pool of water, and then where the water drains out into the next pool, that water's moving. That's really the best place that you want to go to get your water from. If you do have a pool of water, if you're in a lake or something and there is no flowing water, take the water off the top few inches, because at least the ultraviolet light has had a way to hit that, and that will help purify the water in some sense. But still do not drink that water directly from that type of source. The only time I would ever say that you may possibly be able to drink some water in an emergency situation only is if it's coming directly out of the ground. Coming directly out of the ground, there's no chance for any type of animal feces to get into it. Plus, the earth itself has filtered that water as it's come through the ground. So whatever's coming up out of that ground has been filtered. It should be clean. There shouldn't be as high a risk of getting any type of bacteria or something like that in it. But even then, I would still recommend filtering that water that even comes out of a spring. So with that, we're going to go into a demonstration. I'm going to go out to my pond over here. We're going to get some water, and we're going to use the Sawyer method, and we're going to use the Be-Free method to filter this water. And yes, I'm going to show you it's good because I'm actually going to drink it after I do it. So here we go. Okay, we're back from collecting our water. So we've got it here in this little pail right here that we picked up out of the pond. And what we're going to use our little scooper right here, and we're going to fill up both the Be-Free and we're going to fill up the Sawyer system here. So all we're going to do is we're going to scoop. Okay, and this is the water from the pond right here. As you can see, it's a little bit yellow. Hopefully you can tell that in the camera. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a little sample here. We're going to pour it into the Be-Free. So that's about 400 milliliters in the Be-Free. And all you got to do is put the top on it. All right, so our Be-Free is full. Next we're going to use a CNOC bag for our Sawyer. And we'll dip some more in here. This nice little sample out for our Sawyer. Put just a little bit more in there just to help make it a little bit even. There we go. All right, so we've got our sample and our Sawyer right here. So we're going to take our CNOC bag, close it up. And that's how easy it is to put the water into here. So you can imagine that Sawyer bag with just this little opening right here. At least having that little scoop would make it a lot easier. So once again, there's our lake water untreated. So now what we're going to do is we're going to filter this out, and then we're going to actually drink some of this. And I'm going to show you, by drinking this, I want me to show you just how safe this system actually is. All right, so let me get my cup. Hold on. Well, let's see. Actually, I have one right here. Here's what we'll do. I forgot to bring my cup, and I want to keep this as one flowing video because I don't want anybody to think that I was switching something out. So this is our clean water, and you can see how nice and clean tap water is coming from our system. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pour this out right here off camera. All right. So that right there was our clean water, nice and empty. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the Be-Free first. I'm going to pop it open, put it on here, and just give it a quick squeeze. Uh-oh. Make sure we got our top on here correctly. An actual technical difficulty. Haven't had one of those before. With this, it usually works like a champ. This is unedited video right here, so you get to see this almost live, just so there's no tricks. Alrighty. There it goes. All right. So now we're flowing in there. So that's the flow rate of the Be Free. So I'll lift it up a little bit more so you can kind of see it there. So now we have the water going from through the filter, taking out all of those nasties that are in there. Like so. All right, so now we'll close our top back up. All right, so this is the water that we filtered out. It's not as white and as clear because it won't take out the color, the filter, but it did take out all the bad stuff. So, bottoms up with the Be Free. There you go. All right. Doesn't taste the same as tap water, but it is good, clean water. Okay, now we're going to go with the Sawyer bag. Take off the orange top. Put on the Sawyer filter. Let the wind blow everything around. Okay, there's our empty bottle again. Now we're going to take our Sawyer. And it's called the Sawyer squeeze for nothing there. So what we do is we take it, and that's the flow rate of the Sawyer squeeze going in. All right, this is kind of why I like the Sawyer Mini, because it does have a really good flow rate to it. Here we go. Once again, purified water, and bottoms up again to you. Well, there you have it, YouTube. All right. Not as fresh as out of the tap, but nice and clean water. One thing it doesn't do is it doesn't take out the taste. So it does taste like lake water or creek water or whatever, but it's clean water. All right, so that's my demonstration I wanted to give you right here. So once again, the Sawyer system versus the Be Free system here. Smaller, lighter, less attachments to go with it, okay, and a pretty good flow rate. Here's the Sawyer Mini, okay. It's smaller, it's not necessarily lighter depending on how many attachments you bring with it, but there's a lot more versatility with the Sawyer than what you have with the Katahdin Be Free. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please like it, and I hope you will because, hey, I'm the one who drank the water. So with that, please hit the subscribe button. That's the button over here on my left-hand side, which is your right side. There's also a nice little video on this side over here, which talks some of the other videos I have out there. So with that, thank you very much. It's Discovering in Color. And yes, I'm going to have another video out tomorrow on Memorial Day. So please stand by for that one there. So with that, thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye-bye.